Hello, welcome back. In today's Procreate tutorial, I'm going to show you how to draw Homer Simpson. Okay, firstly, what we're going to do, we'll select 6B pencil. I'm just going to quickly sketch out where his head and body is going to be. So his head will be there. He's got a large body. He famously also has two arms. He's got a left and a right arm. We'll just draw them in quickly there. So that'll be the sleeves and then the arms beside it. He's got a massive protruding stomach. Believe that he has some sort of inflammation throughout most of the series with his gut. So we've got a rough framework for he's gonna be not existing, but he will be slightly alive. And we'll just make his head a bit bigger as well. So he's got large eyes and a bulbous nose, I believe. He kind of looks like a witch doctor. He's got two eyes, I believe. Yep, so two eyes. And he's got a mouth which says to me, "Hello, I am Homer Stimpson." Yeah, it looks something similar to that. You don't have to get this perfect because life isn't perfect. So that's good. So you've got a general gist of your Homer Simpson character. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to change the layer to be slightly transparent, and this is going to allow us to do another layer over it. Let's choose pink color. I'm just going to draw what I want the final picture to look like. So just go over it slowly or do it quickly. It doesn't matter, and I also don't care. So he's looking more like one of the Stimpsons characters pretty much instantly. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is The Simpsons has been running for 16 years now, maybe even less. But Homer was actually not originally supposed to be in The Simpsons. He was one of the lesser known characters. They actually wrote him in just as a bit of a joke, really. There wasn't any point to him. He wasn't even, well, I think he was a cousin to the family. Marge had to have some form of love interest and also a biological father of their children, as sperm donations was not invented then at that time, so that wouldn't have made any sense to add sperm donations in. So here we go. We've got the main pink outline for Homer Simpson. So what I'm going to do now, if we make the layer below invisible, don't need that. No, we don't need that. I'm also going to make the opacity of that lower, just so we can draw over it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the studio pen, put that in black. We're just going to do the outline on a new layer. So you can also click and hold to make stuff happen. So that's good news. Yeah, as I was saying, the Simpsons, it wasn't created until I believe it was 1987 when Homer first arrived. He was actually voiced by 3 different people because they couldn't afford to pay one of the members of staff for full time. So they actually paid several other people a lesser wage to fill in on the days that they couldn't afford the main actor, which they then later changed it to just the one actor with increase of funding and whatnot. So this the outline part now, it's probably my least favourite part, just purely based off the fact that you've got to move your fingers the most. You've got to add a little bit of... Homer was a relentless sweat. He sweated a lot. He perspired mostly under the pressures of life, his loved ones, his family. So we've got to add those in. If we just bring it down to here, yep, that will do it. Right, okay. So what we'll do now, just quickly outline the body. But do his t-shirt, his famous red t-shirt. Here we go. And then that is the outline complete. So what we'll do now, we can get rid of all of the the background pieces. We'll set this as a reference layer, and we're going to add some color underneath. So his jaundice-like color, we'll add that in first. He also has whites of his eyes, because I don't think he has a drinking problem at all. And then we'll do the white for his teeth. His pearly white teeth. Okay, and then his famous red, the orange t-shirt. He actually was famous because his character used to be called Big Bart. I'm sure some die-hard fans will know who Bart is. What we'll do is we'll create another layer called layer 3, which is the same as one above it, which is irrelevant. Set the opacity at 20. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to fill in some shading. So we'll remove that as a reference layer for the time being. Here we go. So I'm going to add some shadows on, give him more of that 3D feel that they go for in the Simpsons character models. So we'll just go for any part of the body which is in front of the other part, or we'll probably do some that isn't in front, because I don't believe there's any rhyme or reason to shading. I don't enjoy it, that's for sure. We'll just do all of these parts. Here we go. Inside of his ears, under his eyes, under this perspiration sweat of the skin peeling off his face like some sort of chemical wash. His nose to the eyes, the forehead, more of the chemical wash burn. Yep, that's pretty much it. We could put some down here potentially. The bottom under the eye. He's looking pretty good, I would say. Oh yeah, we've got to get some under the nose and the teeth. Almost there actually. Yeah, that's looking reasonably good. What I usually do, I'll put one more layer on of 6%, just for some of the darker features, darker shadows. Why would I do? I don't know why I do that. So don't ask me, because I won't be able to tell you the answer. Sometimes it makes it look nicer, I suppose, but that's just speculation. And then last but least, actually, we're going to do the highlights. So we'll create a new layer. New layer around 15%. That's for now. We're just going to pick. Oh no, not 15. I'm going to do it around 80. You'd think that I'd be able to estimate that a bit differently, but obviously I can't. And we're just going to pick up bits of the skin where, if there is perspiration, which there is, it would be glistening in the sunlight, which is important for Homer because he's made essentially out of some sort of rubber polymer, if that is possible or does exist. Here we go. In fact, all of him is made out of rubber, even his clothes. You'd find that was an unusual. We don't put any highlights there, that wouldn't make sense. It's an unusual material to have for clothes, but well, what can you say about that, really? I'm not sure. Last thing we're going to do, we're going to duplicate the bottom layer. We're going to set it to the lowest amount of brightness, move it slightly to the left, and then we're going to set it to 22%, and then you've got a drop shadow on the back, and then the last thing to do now is to sign it. So we're going to sign it Homer Stimpsons. And there you have it. That was a simple, straightforward Procreate tutorial on how to create one of the best characters that you've ever seen in any of your shows that you've ever watched. Thank you so much for watching. Go away now.